I thought that we would go over this suffragist investigation uh, assignment that you guys have. So, what you are going to do is you're going to fill this in. You have a popular suffragette, so you can choose Susan B. Anthony, Mathilde Francisca Anake. You will not be graded on whether you can pronounce their name, so that's fine. You can choose Alice Stone Blackwell, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Carrie Chapman Catt, Anna Howard Shaw, Lucy Stone, or Sojourner Truth. So go ahead and choose one of these popular suffragettes. And then you're going to look up and find two credible sources about your suffragette. So you will go on to Google, you'll type in their name. I chose one that is not from this list. And you'll try to find an article or a website that is credible. So let's see here. Let's see if this one's credible. Has .org, so that's a good sign. Let's see here. Let's use our CRAP method. So is it current? Well, first, we have to see, let's see here, 2015. That's pretty current, yeah. So 2015. Current 2015. Let's see if it is relevant. So just scroll down through here a little. Let's see, it talks about the 19th Amendment. That's good. Scroll down a few. It talks about this association here. So that's probably, yep, they talk about the Silent Sentinels. So it doesn't seem to veer off topic very much. It's pretty relevant to everything. It talks about the Equal Rights Amendment at the end. So it does sort of veer off at the end, it looks like, talking about the 70s and 80s. However, it looks pretty credible, looks pretty relevant. So yeah, let's say it's relevant. The author has a PhD. They're a doctor. So I'll put Deborah Michaels. PhD. Author is an expert. Well, actually, I'll do it the other way. Author is an expert. Deborah Michaels, PhD. Let's see if it's accurate. As far as we know, seems pretty accurate, doesn't it? Vocal leader of the 20th century women's suffrage movement, Alice Paul advocated for and helped secure passage of the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, granting women the right to vote. Paul next authored the Equal Rights Amendment in 1923, which has yet to be adopted. That's interesting. Talks about when she was born, talks about where she went to college. It talks about her friend Lucy Burns and her participation in the National American Women's Suffrage Association, the National Woman's Party. Talks about all the different all the different protests and pickets that she did. She went on marches, even though there were people who were kind of harassing them. So yeah, I'll say that this is accurate. Yes. As far as we know, that all seems pretty legit. And does it have a purpose? Well, it has .org. So it's an organization, National Women's History Museum. I would think that that's pretty purposeful for purpose to spread knowledge. Women's or National Women's History Museum. So yeah, that looks pretty legit. Let's go and find our second source. All right, Alice Paul. Wikipedia. So we know Wikipedia is not a trustworthy source, right? We don't know who wrote it. Scroll all the way down here. So there are a bunch of citations, but who wrote it? We don't know, right? So it's not. Not only that, but relevancy. It may be relevant, may be accurate. We don't know if it's current or not. We don't know who the author is. And the purpose is usually to spread knowledge, but we really need to know who wrote this, when they wrote it, and where they get their information from. It's easy to just add different references and not really look at them, not really know what's going on. Some of them are legit and some of them aren't. So you never really know with Wikipedia. So we would not use Wikipedia for a source. Let's try alicepaul.org. Again, it's a .org. Ooh. API. Alice Paul Institute, I guess? Yes, Institute. Interesting. So 2015, and it says it's written and edited by the API board. Interesting. So what is the Alice Paul Institute? We'll have to look at that. The Alice Paul Institute educates the public about life and offers heritage and girls leadership programs. So I'd say, yeah, the purpose is to spread knowledge. So, purpose to spread knowledge. Alice Paul Institute. Is it current? Yes, it is current. We saw that it was from 2015. Relevant. Let's see. Talks about all of the different things she did, all about her life. Yeah, it seems pretty relevant, doesn't it? So, relevant? Yes. An author who is an expert. Well, we see that these women are the writers and editors. So, let's see. Alice Paul Institute intern. So she probably hasn't been there for that long. If she's an intern, she might not be, but a program associate, they're probably pretty knowledgeable. And the former chair or head of a board, they're probably pretty knowledgeable. She's a doctor. So, yeah, I'll say that these authors are experts. And then, again, I'll just copy and paste that. And accurate. Again, as far as we're concerned, let's see. Born on January 11th, 1885 in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Let's see if that's the same here. January 11th, 1885 in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. So it's checking out for both of those. Let's see. Education. Mentions Hickside Friends. And then mentions Swarthmore College. So let's see if they talk about Swarthmore College. Yes, it does, right here. Mentions that she was a Quaker in both. Let's see here, Quaker. So it seems to check out for the most part. See, 3/4 of the states were needed to ratify after it passed the House and the Senate. So yeah, it all seems to be fairly accurate. Yes. All right, so now we have our two sources. We're able to move on to interesting facts. So let's see, what's an interesting fact about Alice Paul? Well, I would have to read down through all of this, but just for a quick overview, let's say that she authored the Equal Rights Amendment. She authored the Equal Rights Amendment. She was born in 1885. In Mount Laurel, New Jersey. So she's American. She was a part of the National American Women's Suffrage Association. Alice was a part of the National American Women's Suffrage Association. NASA. Said, can women vote? They said, NASA. All right. What else? Paul and over 1,000 silent sentinels began 18 months of picketing the White House. So she was a part of the silent sentinels. And let's see here. Let's look on this site and see if we can find something from this site. So let's see here. Let's say Alice Paul went to England in 1907. Alice went to England in 1907 and was influenced by the women's suffrage movement there. In Great Britain. So in England. So how did she affect the passing of the 19th Amendment? Well, as we saw, she was a part of the Silent Sentinels and was a leader in the suffrage movement. Right? She wrote the She wrote the Equal Rights Amendment. Even after the suffrage movement was over and women had the right to vote, she continued to fight for women's rights by creating / writing the Equal Rights Protection Act. Or no, the Equal Rights Amendment. So sometimes you might have to go back and forth, right? You don't necessarily know the wording or something like that. You'll just have to go back. It takes time, but that's what we have to do to have our work be 3 and 4 quality. We have to be proud of what we do. So it's important to try to check and see if you know, hey, maybe that's not quite right. Nothing wrong with going back and looking it up. So she did a lot of other things that helped pass the 19th Amendment. I just put a few things here. You guys will do you will answer in at least 5 sentences. Okay, I only did a few just to show you guys how you would do it. You need to do at least 5. So that is a basic overview of what you would do. Okay, you'd write your suffragist. You'd find 2 sources, and you would use your CRAP method in order to do that. Remember to put both the links there so that I know where you got them. So make sure you put both of your links there. Make sure that you go through and use your CRAP method for each source. Then you're going to find 5 interesting facts. You're going to say in at least 5 sentences how they impacted and affected the passing of the 19th Amendment. All right, some of them, they might not have had that much of an effect. Go ahead and write what effects they did have, not necessarily on the 19th Amendment, but suffrage, women's suffrage. Okay, so you're going to say how they affected women getting the right to vote. If you have any questions, email me and let me know. Bye.